Hi, welcome to lesson 2 of this Python for Beginners series entitled Python for the Anxious Artist. In this series, I will be holding your hand and gently introducing programming and the Python language to you. In today's video, we will be talking about 3 things. Firstly, what Python version should you be using? Secondly, I will show you the step-by-step process of downloading, installing, and setting up Python. Finally, we will run our first Python program by the end of this lesson. So many things to do, let's jump right in. Which Python version should you use? Why should you even care? So the 2 most common versions of Python that are available are Python version 2 as well as Python version 3. Python version 3 was actually introduced in 2008. It was a culmination of all of the learning from the mistakes that they've made from previous versions of Python. And because of that, it was deliberately non-backwards compatible with previous versions of Python. That also meant that it took a while before Python 3 was adopted. Python 2 is the version that many in the CG industry are using. If you've ever been in production, you know how difficult it is to update code. Also, while Python 2 has had many updates over the last couple of years that basically enable you to write Python 3 compatible code even within Python 2, many developers just haven't had the opportunity or time to learn. Python 2 is no longer being supported, and because of that, the VFX reference platform has recommended that all CG developers use Python 3 from 2020 onwards. So Python 3 is going to be the version that we will use. Rest assured, I will teach you how to code in Python 3 that is completely Python 2 backwards compatible. You can still use the same knowledge that you learned in this series on a digital content creation application like Maya, Houdini, Newt that may still be struggling to update to Python 3. Finally, you will be equipped with knowledge from the latest version of Python in this series so that you don't even need to care. Let's start setting up our Python environment. First up, fire up your favorite browser and go to python.org. We will go to the Downloads tab, click on it, and we will start to download the latest version of Python for whatever operating system you are on. If you are a Mac user, while you do have Python already installed, it is an older version of Python 2. So I recommend you follow the instructions to download and install the latest version of Python. Finally, chances are you are seeing this video at a later time where the Python version is greater than Python 3.8.3. Don't worry, all the materials in this series will still be relevant. So go ahead and download the latest version. Now we will install Python. Go to your downloads folder and run the Python installer that we just downloaded by double-clicking it. It is important that in Windows you will see this checkbox called Add Python 3. Whatever to path. This allows you to run Python from any directory within your computer, and it allows you to follow this tutorial series. So it's absolutely important that you check this box. And go ahead and hit Install Now to complete the installation instructions. You may need to hit Yes to allow this app to make changes to your device. For Mac users, double-click on the downloaded installation package and follow the instructions on the installer. Once the Python installation is successful, you should see this prompt. Go ahead and just hit Close. So, how do we run Python code? Python provides a program called a Python interpreter to run Python programs. The interpreter simply translates the code we write into something that the computer understands, basically ones and zeros. So let's start the Python interpreter. Let's open the terminal and remember this step because we will be doing this multiple times, so make a note of it. click on the Start menu if you're on Windows and start typing Command CMD. Pick the Command Prompt application and click on it. For Mac users, search for the Terminal app and open it. Now that we have our Command Prompt terminal, we can test our Python installation by simply typing Python. Hit Enter and you should see something like this. This is the interactive Python interpreter. If you've followed this tutorial up to here, congratulations! You have successfully installed and set up Python. Pretty easy, huh? Remember how to start this because we will use it several times in this series. You can run Python interactively or via a .py file. Interactive mode basically allows you to run Python code on the fly. It is a very useful mode to have around and I frequently use it. So let's type print, open close bracket. Within print, you can use a double quote, and let's type, I am excited to learn Python for the anxious artist. Hit Enter. And now you will see that the Python interpreter prints the words, I'm excited to learn Python for the anxious artist. You have just executed your very first Python code, and all it's done is it's told the computer to print the following statement. To exit the Python prompt, type either exit, open bracket, close bracket, or Control D. Hit Enter. And now you're back on the command prompt that you saw earlier. Another way to run Python code is to use a .py file. Using a .py file is like handing Python a set of instructions written beforehand for the interpreter to run. All you need to do is type Python followed by the .py file that you have created beforehand. In this case, excited to learn .py. Hit Enter, and it prints, I'm excited to learn Python for the anxious artist. If we take a look at the contents of that .py file in excited to learn.py, it's the exact statement that we had just written in our previous example, just that now I've saved it in a file. This is a very useful way, and it is the way we want to run Python code in most cases. But don't worry about this, I will introduce this to you in future lessons. Finally, most of you may be familiar with executable files, such as files that end with a .exe or a .app. These are generally produced by compiled languages like C or C++. Python is an interpreted language and does not produce an executable file, although it is still possible to generate an executable file in other ways. We run Python code through the Python interpreter as you did in the previous exercise. The advantage is the same code can be run on both Windows, Mac, or even Linux without creating an executable program for each operating system. It is also quick and easy to test the results of your code on the computer that way. So that makes Python a very fast language to code for. Finally, this is where I pass the baton back to you. It's your turn now to set up your Python environment and run your first Python program. Are you liking this series so far? Remember to hit the like button and consider subscribing and hitting on the bell so when future videos in this series release, you get notified. Let me know what you think about this video. Was there anything that you're struggling with that I could help you out with? Please write them in the comments below.